Hi guys, welcome back. I think with all the hard work we've done surrounding the FWC shenanigans, we all deserve a little break. So without further ado, I'm John, this is Spencer, you're watching Tipping Scales, and these are the top 5 reptile moms. Happy Mother's Day. Before we get into the list, I just want to recognize that I know that Mother's Day can be a hard time for a lot of people. So if you are estranged from your mom, or you've lost your mom, or you have lost a child, I just want you to know that you are not forgotten today. You're in our thoughts, and this day is about you, and we do care about you. I'd also like to say Happy Mother's Day to my mom and my grandma, who put up with so much of me bringing reptiles into the house as a child and having them sometimes get out, and they still supported me in that. I also want to say Happy Mother's Day to my kid's mom. We haven't been together for a decade at this point, but I am eternally grateful for my beautiful children, and that's just the right thing to do. That reminds me, single dads, don't. I know, don't. It's not your day. We're hoping Spencer will be a dad at some point here. I couldn't take Sweet Pea out because she's still a little bit flighty, but at the moment she seems to just want to be friends. But it would be very cool if they had some little Aki babies at some point. Alright, let's get into the list. Number 5, Crocodilians. This is number 5 because we are all aware that crocodile moms are great moms, alligator moms are great moms. Crocodiles and alligators will start their mom experience digging a nest and guarding those eggs until they hatch. And then when they start to hear the chirping of their babies, whether those babies are hatched or not, they will come to their aid immediately. And for having one of the strongest bite forces on the planet, they are incredibly gentle with their babies. They'll carry them to the water. If their babies are struggling to get out of the egg, they'll even take the egg in their mouths and roll it around and help them out. It comes as no surprise that crocodilians take care of their eggs, as they are the closest related living animal to birds, who we also know take care of their eggs. But crocodilians will take it one step further. They will continue to protect their young for up to a year in some cases. So crocodilians are the obvious choice. Let's get into some of the ones you might not know about. Number 4, Cunningham Skinks, or spiny-tailed skinks, native to southern Australia, southeastern Australia, are fantastic reptile moms. They're known to live in social groups where the babies will stay with mom for several years, not just a year or a few months, several years. A 2020 study by the Australian Journal of Zoology documented wild Cunningham skinks defending their babies from magpies and eastern brown snakes. I think we need to replace that whole Mama Bear shirt with Mama Cunningham Skinks. I might even make that if that's something you would be interested in. Mama Cunningham Skinks. Number 3 is another skink species. It's one of my favorite skinks, is the red-eyed crocodile skink. They're native to Papua New Guinea. They are some of the coolest looking skinks. They look like little dragons. I've been watching a lot of Reptiliatus lately on red-eyed crocodile skinks. So unlike Cunningham skinks, red-eyed crocodile skinks do not give live birth. They lay an egg. They are oviparous, and they lay one single egg. The mother will then curl around the egg and hold it tight throughout its development and protect it. And if it gets too hot or the humidity isn't just right, she'll move the egg to a more desirable location. Once the egg hatches, the baby will then stay with the mom for about 2 weeks before they venture off on their own. These guys are just incredible little skinks, and we will be getting some at some point. I just don't know when yet. Number 2 is the monkey tail skink, also known as the Solomon Island skink, the prehensile tail skink, the giant skink, and it is the biggest of the skinks. Like crocodile skinks, they have one baby, but like Cunningham skinks, they give live birth. But not only do they give live birth, they give live birth to a giant baby. A baby that can be 1/3 to 1/2 of the mother's size. God bless that monkey tail skink mom. For that alone, it should get her the number 2 spot. But the real reason I gave her the number 2 spot is because I'm a 5-year-old. Baby Cunningham skinks like to eat their mother's poop. There's a lot of speculation as to why this is. Ooh, I got you. But most believe it is to give a boost to the gut flora, because prehensile tail skink babies have a mortality rate of 40%, sadly. And a lot of that has to do with stomach development issues. So the monkey tail skink mom pushes out a giant baby and then lets it eat her poop. A little weird, but number 2. Number 1 on the list of best reptile moms is pit vipers. I can't pick just one, so it's the whole pit viper family. Now this is not true across the board, but generally speaking, pit vipers are good moms, which is something you wouldn't think. This is mostly documented with rattlesnakes, but it is true of many live-bearing pit vipers, including my favorite, the blue enceladus, also known as the Komodo Island viper, or the Indonesian viper, or the white-lipped viper. I love them. They're beautiful. All right, I'm just gonna let Spence go wherever he's gonna go. I'll get him in a moment. But they are my favorite looking snake. That's why they are the icon for our channel. So what makes pit vipers good moms? Let's take rattlesnakes, for example, specifically eastern diamondback and pygmy rattlesnakes, because that's where the most studies have been done on this. Mother rattlesnakes will give live birth to their young, and they will spend the first 2 weeks of their lives protecting them, guiding them, and keeping them warm. By design, because of their larger size and usually darker color when it comes to rattlesnakes, mother snakes will sit in the sun, soak up the rays, get all toasty and warm, and then at night, the babies will cuddle up to her for warmth. While they only stay together a short time, usually up to 2 weeks, whenever the first shed is, the mother rattlesnake will use her time to attempt to corral the babies who are trying to explore and run around, well, slither around, so that she can keep them nearby and under her watchful eye. She'll even nudge them in a direction to keep them in the cave or away from harm, which I think is really cool. But that's not what makes them number 1 on this list. What makes them number 1 is that they are probably considered the least likely candidate to be a good reptile mom. When people think about scary snakes, they think about pit vipers. But really, there's so much more to them than meets the eye. I hope you guys enjoyed this countdown. I'm sorry that Spence has been such a spaz, and of course now he's just chilling. Please leave a like and let me know of any other reptile moms that you think could have been on this list, or let me know any stories you have with your own mom down below. In covering all the FWC stuff, I learned that I really kind of like that journalistic aspect of the last few videos that I've put out. So if you're here primarily for that type of content, don't worry, I have more of that coming. But for right now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy Mother's Day, and thanks for watching. Bye. So much bringing reptiles into the house. I feel you on my butt. Where are you? Come on, bud. Get off my back. I'm gonna pull a muscle. Oh, there he is. So that she can keep them nearby. Spencer! So that she can